Pioneer. Yo, what is going on, guys? EJ here, bringing another Lord of the Rings Rise to War video. Today, guys, we're going over some information from the Revelations section in Discord. It's basically about the discussion of the new seasonal campaign 6, so to say. It is going to be about the new Rings of Power for the Kings of Men. And there has been some clues and deciphers being put out, which some people have definitely been working on. And I have some information and some stuff to show you today that is going to help give us some information about Season 6 and give us an idea of how it's going to work like that. So yeah, if you're interested in that, yeah, strap yourselves in because there's a lot of information here. So let's get into it, shall we? So yeah. There's been a lot of information being released by Anubis, who is the secret keeper in the Revelations section on Discord, and he's been releasing these kinds of different pages and stuff that we can take a look at. Like we've got this thing here with Wish Cube, and it's got all this different writing, which these people have been doing deciphers and stuff on this kind of languages and things. As you can see here. You can see at 0936 UTC hashtag party table, there's going to be something put there. There's some sort of text there, some sort of triangle puzzle with colors in that. And it says the center of the triangle is the color of the area, the color of the triangle, something, 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 something. But yeah, some people have been working on some of these deciphers and stuff and have figured out some information. So we're going to be discussing some of that stuff as well. Let's just have a little bit more look at the information here as well that we've seen. So there's been a couple of other pages that have come out. Let's have a look at them, shall we? Rightio, guys. So the first thing you can see here is a ship's log. It says greetings, adventurer. If you're reading this, it means I am gone or in trouble. In this journey, I have tried to record everything that happened to me while I set out on my journey to the shores of Middle-earth. We arrived at Grey Haven where we were met by faction leaders. However, we did not find the leaders of an entire faction at all. We were later told that there were no more factions and that the power had passed into the hands of common people. So, there may not be factions next season. It may be an all-out brawl. So that's a bit of very important, crazy information there. As you can see, we can see Middle-earth in the background there, and we can see a little island over to the side there as well, so that is very interesting. And from what I know so far, and I've heard people talking, maybe we're going to be in the fourth age for this season, or campaign 6, whatever you want to say. It's very interesting. But yeah, this ship's log is quite interesting information that we're looking at here, guys. So there may not be factions next season. Rightio, guys. So we're going to look at 2 more deciphers here before we go into some more information that's in English that I can understand, and then I'm going to show you some big crazy stuff which people have worked out, including some images of the new rings and stuff like that. So they have this decipher here which has 4 little book things here with some question marks and stuff like that, big hammer and stuff across there, and an anvil and things like that. And basically it says something about 1,000 here, and it's in different language and stuff like that, which people have been trying to work this out to get some clues and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you the pages, and then we're going to go over the information of everything that's come up with. As you can see, there's another one here. As you can see, we can see swords, books, friggin' golden helm and stuff here and stuff like that. But there is some English here that we can read through. So let's go for this. Jack and his brotherhood, which numbered 100, ruled their kingdom. They were invited 4 more fraternities into the kingdom. They became 500 men. They took over one of the 8 key regions and ruled for a long time. Our friend from Numenor was clear. 8 rings. That's it. So 8 rings. Keep that in mind. They want to call a council of the Brotherhood and free the goddess. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Each ring has its own powers, such as allowing a wandering squad to join your army. Very interesting. Each ring has its own power, such as allowing a new wandering squad that we just talked about to join your army, turning stones into gold. So there could be some sort of alchemy now. Increase your attack by 20%, or expanding your fort area. So these are going to be new ring abilities in the Ring of Power for Season 6. However, using the skill, it puts a 24-hour cooldown. Use magic power correctly because it can decide the outcome of the battle. A player who joins a kingdom that has a special ring, note, not faction, a kingdom, has a special ring, 1 of 8, also gains a special personal ring skill. Jack decided, I'm guessing just Jack, it's like a person in, like an example, decided to build 2 watchtowers in each region of the kingdom to strengthen his kingdom. So it looks like watchtowers are going to play a part in this season as well. The towers also have their own bonuses. Special bonuses may also apply to regions fully controlled by the kingdom. The king can use magic power, for example. All members of the kingdom get 50% of all resources for the duration of the spell. So, I don't know if there's going to be factions. It's going to be more about based in kingdoms, and the leader is going to be a king and stuff like that. To contain the enemy. Use a containment spell. Select a region under your control, and players from other kingdoms cannot use reinforcements in that region. Very interesting. Do you want to speed up movement or movement of other kingdoms' armies? Activate a support spell and build a fortress that gives all kingdom members a plus 50% movement speed in that region. Once activated, abilities last 12 hours and then go on a 48-hour cooldown. Each additional ring of power you capture, so you're going to be going around capturing these rings of powers of the other kingdoms, increase the duration of the ability by 2 hours to coordinate their attacks. The king and his cronies can set up a special royal marker on the map. During war, even after losing the capital of his kingdom, the kingdom something not to be dissolved, and it's to be continued. So that's some crazy information that we have there, guys. Some very crazy information. Very, very, very interesting in that one, to say the least. We've got this other one here. There's some information here. We'll read through this one as well. It says, "Greetings, traveler. I recently met a local leader and liked his story, so I'll share it with you. His name is Jack. He came to Middle-earth," we just talked about him before, "from faraway lands just like me, looking for an adventure. He was energetic, brave, sensible, la la la. Jack was alone. Then he met the locals, helped them, they became friends and decided to form their brotherhood. Their fraternity grew and got bigger and bigger, so ran out of room in their village. They decided to create their own kingdom. But in order to do so, they had to capture an area consisting of smaller regions to make a kingdom. After much fighting, they captured the necessary regions and founded a kingdom. A simple adventurer and fraternity leader became the king." So it looks like you're probably going to vote for a king. Jack forged a ring of power. So, yeah, so you're going to be able to forge your own rings of power by the looks of it. Then he created a faction. Okay, so looks like there could possibly be factions now. Hired helpers, established shed laws in his kingdom, established trade and diplomatic relations with neighboring kingdoms. Everything was going well, quietly and peacefully, until the resistance started coming from the neighboring kingdoms. The inhabitants were not happy with their past king, for he was raising taxes on his population and developing his kingdom in any way possible. Jack decided to accept these residents, but the neighboring king did not like it and warned him to let the residents into his kingdom. But Jack did not listen to him, but he was always sought to protect the innocent and wanted justice. The neighboring king went to war on him. Jack instructed his commanders to assemble an army and move to the borders of his kingdom to prepare for defense. Jack himself decided to resort to ring magic to strengthen his kingdom's army. However, the neighboring king also had a ring, which was no different in power from Jack's ring. So yeah, kingdoms, rings, powers, everything. I really like the sound of this. Now, in saying that, guys, there is some information here that people have come up with and worked out. So I'm just going to read you some of this information here. Then we're going to have a look at the rings and stuff like that. So some of the stuff that we just talked about before. So some of the rings powers and stuff like that is going to be a wandering squad recruitment, a 20% attack bonus, expanded fort range, stone to gold, and there's going to be a 24-hour cooldown on these. Now, the King's Ring power is going to, everyone gains 50% more resources. There's going to be troop healing, containment, so enemies cannot reinforce in that area, and 50% more movement speed in a region. These buffs will last 12 hours and have a 48-hour cooldown. Additional rings, if you get more rings, will expand that time for up to 2 hours, guys. Now, in saying that, I've seen a lot of talk about there only being 6 races in this season. And they're going to be the Maya. So, basically, that's going to be your wizards and, like, Balrog and stuff like that. Like, Saruman and basically your evil, like, conjuring magic wizards and stuff like that. Men, orcs, Uruk-hai, undead, and evil men. So it looks like it's going to be good and bad as well on each side as well. But it is going to work in kingdoms and stuff like that. So probably evil side's going to have their power rings and stuff as well. I don't know. Or maybe it's just going to be evil trying to take the good sides because it's called the Rings of Men. So I don't know. But that's just a little speculation there. Now we've got some pretty crazy stuff to show you guys. The ring. So let's have a look at these ring stuff here and read some of this information. The custom-made random ring procedure has been replaced with a ring that is determined whether the player first starts the game based on the faction they have chosen. Men, elves, dwarves, or evil races. Each ring level tier 1, 10, 30, 50 has an advanced effect that represents the power of the ring. Now, in saying that, I don't know if this is to do with older rings or the newer rings. This was just a bit of information I've seen in there I want to talk about. It does mention the word elves there, so they could possibly be elves as well, but it wasn't previously mentioned in that information. Next ring information we have is a brand new ring screen, as you can see right now. And it makes sense, which backs up the other section before, because as you can see, there's going to be the different sections where there's the 4 sections that unlock at different levels, like the all-purpose, the level 10, 30, and 50, and it's going to be all different skills in that. And as you can see, this is going to be your new ring of power, so to say, and it's going to have all new skills and stuff like that. So yeah, there's going to be a lot amount to learn. So yeah, guys, that's basically what we've got so far. I'm sure there'll be a lot more information coming soon. Possibly new troops, everything like that. But so far, all we can really speculate, it's going to be like based with kingdoms. There could possibly be factions within them kingdoms. And the regions, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think it's going to be the entire Middle Earth map. But there's probably only going to be 6 or maybe 7 different like races. Elves, yes or no, I'm not 100% sure. We're going to have the rings of power and stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting, guys. Now, hopefully you gained some information from this. I definitely learned a lot just from reading it and stuff like that. Yeah, learned definitely a lot. I had a browse for it before, but going through this video and reading it aloud to everyone and that, I've gathered a lot of information from it, and I'm really excited. Very interesting to say the least. Could it be based in the 4th age? It's very interesting like that, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, there's going to be multiple rings of power. Yeah, that's what we've got so far, guys. I wanted to let you guys know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop a like. And until next time, peace out, EJ's out. And I'll catch you guys later. See yous. Thousands songs of the EJU.